So we start on some January customer repairs. This is an end user. It's a lady named Rachel and she's in Ashford. So walkie-talkie of some description. And it hasn't got a battery door, she promised me. Not sure why she's told me that. Well, she's got some good elastic bands where there should be a battery door. So I've got some corrosion. Let's see whether our handy power lead is handy. And it is. Just change glasses. Positive inner. And it says 12 volts. So we'll power it up at 12 volts. I will look at the instruction manual. I think I've got it on file. Just to make sure whether it is 12 volts or whether it can have a bit more. Right, so far so good. It's drawing 70 milliamps, bearing in mind I've put the display on. And if we take that off, it draws 55 milliamps. So, it's a BNC on the top of the radio. Just like that. Right, we will switch picture in picture on. Why hasn't that one changed? There we go. And let's see if it's transmitting. So we'll go on the 3-watt scale. I think these are a 3-watt set. It's doing 2.2. I'll write this on the back of her letter. So it's a ES200. It's doing 2.2 watts. See what the deviation is. Wallow, wallow, wallow. So we're about there. So it's 1.2, it's only 1.3. Just see on low power what it's doing. It's 400 milliwatts, which is ideal. Right, we'll put that into, see what the frequency's like. And whatever it's on, we'll replicate for receive. Yeah, that's adjustable but not scary. 2779094. So we'll set the signal generator to the same 79014. And it has an extension speaker socket, which is ideal. And we'll now look at our synad meter. don't know why that camera's moved, but it has. Put a bit more volume on. Well, to be honest, it's working not bad. Obviously we can get it nearer to what it should be, but I'm surprised that it's come in. So it's 0.78 microvolts for 12 dB synad. So it's actually working fine. The only thing is it's very low deviation, so it might be that nobody can hear her. Right, so I'll just switch it off, and we will open the back. Don't like that corrosion, that's the only thing I've got to say there. That's one. Two. I'm going to be honest, I don't know what order the repairs are in. I've just kind of shoved them on a shelf as they came in over December. I was so up to my eyes in it with the organist work that I just put them on the shelf. So I might be doing these all in the wrong sequence. I think there's a couple of free gifts. I certainly know which one of those is. And the rest of them, I think all the rest of the repairs are trade ones. And so they're quite complex now because the dealers have sent them in. They're a bit stuck with them. I don't know if I've got to take that one out or whether it's something else. Just can't remember. So the killer with this is you've got to open the other side. There's no corrosion that I can see. Nope. No, it's in good internal condition. Right, I'll go and print off an instruction book and I'll see if I can print off some of the service data. In recent times I've actually been scanning it into the computer when I've done these videos, and it saves me having to do it all again. Right, well I haven't got a copy of the instruction book for these, but I found this photograph online. I'll just take picture in picture of, and this turns out the specifications on the side of the box. Now it's 320 by something resolution, so you know I could only click on a thumbnail because the site had gone, you know, so it just nothing happened when you went there. So I've dug out our info for doing the tune-up, and this is a specification. Yeah, it says 4 watts, but you know that's a, take that with a pinch of salt. I've never seen one do 4 watts. 1 watt on low. Well, so what is the voltage? Yeah, it's 12, and it says 10 1.2 volt nickel cadmium batteries or 8 1.5 volt alkaline batteries, so you do need to put dummy batteries in if you're using throwaway 1.5 volt batteries, and that's what I just wanted to check. The absolute maximum I would take it to is 12.8. At the moment we're running it at 12.5. So actually that solved what I wanted to see. Right, well the test set's been on long enough for me to adjust the transmitter. And the trimmer is just there. So going into transmit, we'll switch picture in picture back on. Switch the radio back on. And of course we've got to put the stupid thing back on channel 20. It's one of those types where it always goes back to channel 9, which is annoying. Right, so we're going to transmit. Where are we now? Let's look at the frequency counter. It's nowhere near where it should be. Well, this is a bit finicky. That was the tiniest of tiny turns. We're not going to get closer than that. Just check channel 1. 60125. Yep, 122. And channel 40 should be 99125, 99124. Yep, that's fine. And finally back to channel 20. Yeah. Right, so that's that done. So the transmit is these three here. And then the PA one here. And a stretchy one there. I don't like these to be touched, but we'll see how we go. Right, I'll switch picture in picture onto this meter. So we want peak. That was already at 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 peak. What? 2.8. Now the set has warmed up, so it's going to be it's going to be just over 3 when it's colder. Now here's why it's in deviation. Let's hope we can bring it up. So try and balance that under the microphone. And deviation is there. Wallow. Trouble is, we're getting a hum, aren't we? I'll try and put the lid on it so we don't get a hum. Now I've dropped the tool on the floor. Wallow, wallow. Just slightly over the top. Wallow, spot on. We've done that, we've done that, we've done that. Right, we'll go over to receive. I don't know, I normally have them that way on, but it's just a bit awkward. Right, so we'll start with the oscilloscope. And we've got that as the detector on our sheet here. So we want an S9 equivalent signal of 100 microvolts. Give it a bit more volume so we've got a meaningful trace. A bit wishy-washy, that. Right, we'll go over to the synad meter. We'll set the frequency on the signal generator to the proper frequency of 2779125. In fact, I think we'll do the detector again. So these three are the front ends, so we'll drop the signal so we get 6 dB on the synad meter. Well, 4 dB I think we'll go for. Very slight improvement there. And there. And there. Put a bit more signal on and look at the IF. Yep. Just going to check this detector once again. It's just not nice. Right. So let's read off the cyanide meter what we're getting now. So before it was 0.78, and there's no change whatsoever, it's still 0.78. Fair enough. All we do know is I've set it to the best of what we can read on the instruments. So that leaves us with squelch. I can't remember how good the squelch is on these. So we'll turn the squelch to full. And on the signal generator, we'll set the attenuator controls. See whether we can get 10 microvolt, 100 microvolts for it to open. 3, 10, 30, 100. No, it's far too coarse, so that does need adjusting. So we're going to adjust this till the signal breaks through. That's exactly where we want it, 100 microvolts. Yeah, that was far too strong. I'm going to turn this thing to standby, the signal generator. Set the squelch on the radio. And see when it comes in. .33 it's coming in at, and it's dropping off at 0.3. So it's not got a wide hysteresis, but nevertheless it's sensitive enough to work round scratchy corner. So there we are. That was straightforward, and basically it was the deviation that was ridiculously low. So we managed to get the power up a bit. I'll put some of the screws in. So remember, if you've got one of these and you don't know, it's 10 batteries if you're using rechargeables, it's 8 batteries if you're using alkalines such as Duracell. And here's the, if you don't know why that is, it's because throwaway batteries are 1.5 volts each, so 10 times 1.5 would be 15, whereas it's a 12 volt radio. Dummy batteries are available. Sometimes they're called fake batteries if you're buying them from China. Easy to get off eBay. When these sets were originally sold, most handhelds that took AAs, you got these dummy batteries in the box, but they go astray over the years. So if you try running these on 15 volts, you will kill the PA. Probably kill the audio IC as well. I know when I was at Nottingham Radio, we bought some of these in, and they absolutely flew off the shelf, and we weren't even CB sharp, you know. So now That screw doesn't want to go in. Why is that? It's just, he's hitting the shoulder, that's the problem. There we are. I dropped it in where it should be. That's one of those pushing screws that goes forever. So, just to recap, transmit, 2.8 watts, deviation, low, 2.5 maximum. Low power is now 400 milliwatts as it was, so that's how it should be anyway. I don't know what they're harping on about 1 watt when the law says it should be 400 milliwatts, so that's bull. And your receive nice and sensitive. So we'll plug it into the roof aerial. We'll take it off the instrument speaker. But I'll tell you what, I'll plug it into the PA speaker that's on the wall, the extension speaker. We're going to be doing a video on extension speakers. There we go. Put the aerial on it instead of the test instruments. The door. Well, it's an Albrecht AE6120 come through from the wholesaler, so we've not had that. The 6110 has worked very well. It's one of those teeny weeny sets, but it's a later one, so we'll be playing with that when we've done another customer repair, I think. Right, one Anna Roger. So how do you know when it's on low power? That's high. There's no obvious there's just nothing obvious. Oh, you can just see that the button's in for low. Yeah, you really got to look at it. Then we've got this tone control. I've never found that doing anything. Anyway, it doesn't on this either. Anyway, it's receiving, isn't it? Let's see if there's anything else on. It's more sensitive than some sets we have. There we go. So that's it. Nothing to do about the... I'll tell you what we'll do though. Nothing to do about battery doors, obviously. Set's 25 plus years old. It isn't like we've got to scrap one anywhere. So that's gone over the contacts with a fiberglass brush. The spring ones are okay. So there should be... We do not test these on batteries. And this is one of the problems where are we a suitable service for end users, because we don't test things on batteries, we're testing the radio. So there you go. Well, I'm still looking for the battery door, and I'm knowing full well it hasn't got one. Right, so there we go, ES200CB from around about 1987, I think they were, and it works absolutely fine. So the biggest issue with that was the deviation. Was popped it up on frequency. We've gone through the receiver but made no instrument improvements. We've popped up the power from 2.2 to 2.8 watts, and that's always par for the course on these sets. They're always somewhere around about there. Right, we'll see you on the air test, which we'll do later today.